I think today was the start of that. He went with the first team today, and I think in his mind he feels like he's closer. You're 2 weeks removed, so I think we're gonna start moving in that direction as if he's actually gonna play. The first week you was kind of filling it out and kind of getting some information. The second week we knew he wasn't gonna play in that game, so I think with the time I think I think we're close to implementing it.
You probably already touched on this one, but when he's back, I guess. Well, do you expect Anton back for Duke? I mean, does he expect to play? Do you expect him to play?
I think he's ready to play versus Duke in some capacity. He has to make the final decision on, do I want to come back and be in full starter mode? Am I that healthy or that far along in my development or my rehab or coming back, or am I need to be eased back or whatnot? He has to feel good about that, and it's his body at the end of the day. He knows it, and we'll kind of get the information over the next week and a half and go from there.
When you do get him back, I know Bud told me a couple of weeks ago that it was probably going to be like an 80-20, maybe a 90-10 split with Brandon, but when he does come back, I mean, do you expect him to be on the field for the very first snap of the game?
Yes. I think Anton's plan is when he comes back, he wants to be at a level that he feels comfortable with, that he's starting. So when he comes back and he feels he's at that level, he will be starting. And then how much he plays will be determined on obviously how he's doing and just getting into that game mode.
As far as the two freshmen, Faison and Fuller, how big has it been for guys like James and JR and Daddy and those guys to play as well as they have up front, to really ease them into it? How big has that been?
Oh, it's huge. You got our front sometimes we haven't had to cover for a long time at times when those guys are putting pressure, and when you got two true freshmen back there, obviously that helps. So, those guys have really, probably eliminate some of the growing pains that you would have to go through just by how effective they've been.
Does it concern you at all that maybe if there's a game where they're not relentlessly pressuring the quarterback, they're going to have to cover for that much longer, and it may not look the same? Do you lose any sleep over that, or?
Not really. These guys are kind of unique from the standpoint that I don't want to jinx myself or jinx them, from the standpoint that they haven't had those freshman letdowns. Oh God, that's what a freshman does,
right?
From that standpoint, so I think whether they got the pressure from up front or not, I think they would fare decently well. Now, obviously, they're going to be better with the pressure, though.
I want to ask you about Kaishan's hit at the end. It was a pretty vicious hit. I think the Pitt coach today was questioning the legality of the hit. It sounds like the ACC said it was legal, at least with the shoulder. What do you think when you see a hit like that?
Well, I didn't think Kaishan was targeting. I thought he was on the shoulder pad and lower,
More helpful to you.
It was a legal hit as far as I see the league seeing it that way. So, still football, but we want to do it with a respect for the game. If a guy's a defensive guy, we don't ever want to try to target above his shoulder pads or anything like that.